Yeah. They ain't believe me when I told them crypto was the future. Now they trying to get in, but it's too late. We've been stacking Marbitz since day one. No banks, no middlemen, just power moves. Let's get it. Yeah.
Well, what a day to be involved in cryptocurrency. It has suddenly got wild out there. Yeah, we're going to try and break down exactly what happened. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. It is Sunday, and it definitely isn't the type of Sunday that I was thinking we were going to be talking about tonight, but we will endeavor to try and break through the norm, understand a little bit of what's going on, and try and make some sense of it all. Not that I think there's a lot of sense to make. I think it's pretty obvious exactly what's happened, but we will endeavor to try and make some sort of sense of it. The big question on everyone's mind is, are we going to zero? Is there more upside to come? Is this the end? All of those questions we'll try and answer in tonight's live stream. Whether we will actually get to answer all those questions, I don't know, but we will certainly endeavor to try. So yeah, so like I said, a very, very interesting day. Not one that I certainly was thinking about talking about tonight, but it is obviously unfortunate. It is a fact of life, and it is probably something we need to just talk about. And I think that's probably where we get to with where we sit. So as always, thank you so much for tuning in. It's we're going to try and keep it a little bit more, but you know my view. I'm always a glass half full individual as opposed to a glass half empty. So we're going to try and, you know, keep that momentum, keep that positivity. Weirdly, I'm just joining this. Why am I joining the space? Yeah, we're going to try and keep all of that kind of moving and grooving. Hold on a second. We need to be in here. There we go. So yeah, so we'll try and break all that down. We'll try and make some sort of sense of it. Welcome everybody as always though. Do me a favor, smash up that like button to a brand new all-time high if you're watching on YouTube. If you're here on TikTok, do me a favor, tap that screen. Would appreciate the support as always, and we'll get into it in just a second. So 37, welcome. Vern, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Blaze X in the building. Time to make things go up. I won't read the rest of it. Tim, good to see you, Tim. Welcome as always. Chipper's here. Good to see you, as well as Glenn's here. Tomato Pete's here. Selmo, the legend. Al's here. Good to see you, Al. Mike's in the house. Millsy says, good morning, afternoon, evening. What's going on, Millsy? Good to see you, man. Cracker Jack's here as well. Michael Hartel says, I'll be filling my ADA bags. Interesting. Interesting. I like your style. Michael Harris in the building as well. Welcome to you. John Shaw says, even though I hope you're well too, but I'm good. I'm all good, mate. Again, you know, the good news is I still have my health. You know, if all went to complete zero, I still, you know, hopefully we'll wake up tomorrow morning. Good way to look at it. In my opinion, Holmes in the house. What's going on, Holmes? Curtis here as well. Welcome to you. And then let's say hello to La Familia Madrigal here over on TikTok. So welcome, Romy. Good to see you. Adam's here as well. Welcome to you. Lucas is here and Peter's here as well. So welcome to you guys. By the way, if you do have any questions, thoughts, concerns, queries, or anything else that's going on in this market, feel free to drop them in the chat. Drop them in the chat. Do all of that stuff. And I'll try and answer as many questions as I possibly can. I'll certainly just give you my view on what I think is happening in the market. And I guess where we might go next is probably fair to say. So I'm aware, unfortunately, TikTok, you guys can't see my screen. If there's anything super, super important, I will absolutely show you and tell you. Ponke's here as well as Devo. What's going on, lads? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Good to see you. OPF Norpix in the house. Well, what's going on? RPM's here. The Pulse player says short term this will blow over. Well, that is going to be the question that I've got for all of you tonight. We're going to be starting a poll here that says, is this the end? Question mark. Devo, thank you so much. Yes or no? That is the question of the day. Do you think this is it? Or do you think we are just in a slight cool off before we move again? Devo, thank you for that. I appreciate that. This price action is exactly the same as a few weeks before the election. Very interesting, Ponke. We're going to break down some key things that you might just have hit on. So let me know what you think. 2-bit, where is the massive spot direct, bro? It's in my cupboard. I actually have one of those out, by the way. It's in the cupboard down the stairs. Okay, right. Look, this is kind of where we sit right now. It's not a surprise. This is kind of where I think you've got to be understanding of the market. And you've got to be in a world where you go, okay, what is the reason the markets took a humongous dump? And is this something we should be mindful of? Obviously, there's so much heightened increased tension going on between Israel and Iran. The US now officially are involved. Maybe they say they're not, but they are, right? They're in. That's the reality of it. You can't go and blow 3 nuclear sites up and then kind of be like, oh, but we're not really getting involved. Like, you are literally in. And that's why we're seeing this massive push down. Sidis, stick around because I'm going to answer that question. Because I don't think it's as easy or I don't think it's as easy as yes or no question. But I'm going to try and answer where I'm at right now. Bull markets do not Bull markets do not toot out in fear. That's true. It's very, very true. Top out, yeah, very true. Nemo's in the house, Crypto Home's in the house. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. So this big old candle here is basically the Iran. I don't know why I keep saying Iran. It's Iran if you're in the UK. So this is the Iran-US involvement and the retaliation, which is we're going to close the Strait of Hormuz. What's it called? I can't remember. I pronounced someone put me corrected my English on my TikTok video where it was like the Strait of Hormuz. Right, the Strait of Hormuz, right? There's 3 countries that are involved in the Strait of Hormuz. So Iran can say we're going to close it. We're going to stop all this oil moving around. There are 3 individual states. Oman is part of it, the UAE, and obviously Iran. So the reality is the UAE, I wouldn't have thought so. Oman has no interest in doing that. There'd be no point to it. They would absolutely cripple the Chinese economy. So they're just not going to do it, right? It's all just a bit of noise. That's my opinion. However, what markets don't like, and we sort of talked about it here, was this kind of uncertainty, right? What the hell's going to happen tomorrow? Like, what could be the retaliation that I think a lot of people are doing? And then that's why you see this incredible volatility when it comes to the markets. Now, some key things to think about, and I did actually tweet this out earlier and drop some TikTok videos out that says we actually came down and wicked to the 100-day exponential moving average. This is relatively good news, okay? We held just. I want to see us close a little bit higher. 99,000 would probably be where I'd want to close. Now, one other thing to think about, not something we truly really look at here. This is the EMA hash ribbons. Now, this is obviously where you see bullish and bearish sentiment as market plays out. What is the view? Are we bullish? Are we bearish? Are we seeing EMAs lose their trend lines? And what does that therefore look like going forward? So you can see obviously the 100-day EMA. In fact, we might actually get rid of that one because we've got it all here. So these are obviously all the exponential moving averages that sit within this aligned to the stochastic RSI trend that's going. If you just bear with me, TikTok, let me just move you a little bit closer so that you guys can see as well, because this is kind of important if you ask me. So, right, there we go. There we go. I need like a little stand here that I can just put against my microphone that you guys can see as well. But you can see the TikTok thing down. You can see the people down here as well. Let's tune in on YouTube. So what this is showing us right now is, albeit, yes, we've had a pretty bearish move here in the top right corner. We can see this 100-day EMA that's kind of coming. We can actually color this. Sorry, I should have probably sorted all this out, actually. So here is the 200 EMA. So we can color the 200 EMA like a slightly different color, right? Just so we kind of know that they're slightly different, right? We can see it there. Look, there's a 200 EMA. So there's a 200 EMA. This is 100 EMA. So what we can actually see, though, is the sentiment, by the way, is that we are still bullish. Now, that might sound crazy to many people. Maybe people go, what the f are you talking about, 2-bit? This is not a bullish move, but overall macro effects on the market, if you take from the April 25 low to where we sit right now, is actually optimistically bullish. Now, that doesn't mean, though, that if we still see this push down, which could happen, by the way, we could definitely see it. We'll look at the pre-markets in a minute, although everyone is fear-mongering, in my opinion, and telling you telling you that the pre-market's going to be a disaster. It doesn't look like that at the minute, right? It doesn't look like that at the minute, and we'll talk about why that is. So when we get here on the hash and ribbons, what we can say is, yes, we have just probably lost the 100 moving average. We need to close at about 99,000. I think that would be good news. Could we even see a retest of 93.5K? Yes, right? Nobody wants me to say that. But the reality is, yes, we could see this push down. I think it would take further escalation, maybe even some sort of retaliative attack or something like that. But we could see further push down. Equally, we could see the pre-markets open, and this could be an absolute front run of what the pre-markets do. People may go, holy shit, Bitcoin at 98.8. Boom, I'm buying into this mother trucker. We know that the markets did nothing last week when the push down was happening. In fact, institutional and ETF buyers were buying more Bitcoin than they've ever bought before. So we could actually see a reversal coming in the morning. Now, I know that's kind of crazy. People will be like, well, that's really non-committal. The reality is it's non-committal. The problem you've got is altcoin market is decimated. We might actually drop back below $1 billion on the altcoin market, which is, $1 trillion on the altcoin market, which is a disaster. So if you are in cryptocurrency right now and you're looking at your portfolio, you're going, oh my God, this is an absolute joke. Like, I should have got out months and months and months and months and months ago. Now, here's my opinion, not financial advice. You have to do what you think is right that is sat in your portfolio. Here is just my opinion, is what I think people do. They go, oh my God, my portfolio is absolutely broken. Oh my God, there's a war going on between Israel and Iran. Oh my God, the US is now involved in it. The pre-markets are going to be a disaster. Everyone's panicking and we're all telling you it's all going to go to zero. So people go, holy shit, I need to get out of this position. I need to sell my spot bags, close my trades. Ooh, I'm going to get into cash and see what the hell happens. This, therefore, may be an opportunity for people to be like, I'm going to get in at this point, and we actually might see institutional money come back in. We know the Fed has been adding to its balance sheet over the course of the last week, which is obviously pretty interesting. So I am not saying that this is going to happen. This is very much a wait and see event. What I would do, as I am doing, is nothing right now. I haven't removed any positions. I got liquidated on a trade, which is a bit annoying, but it wasn't the biggest trade in the world. I was trying to time the bottom and it just kept dipping. So a bit annoying on that one, but hey, such is life. But I think this could actually play out favorable. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Tubit, you are literally full of shit. And I get it. I get it. You're going to be like, you are full of complete and utter nonsense. Now, think about the move that we've had, by the way, on Bitcoin, right? This is kind of where we need to get to. And I know I'm taking a bit of time on the charts, but I think it's important, right? Let's take the 3-day move down, okay? So the 3-day move down has been, and we've done this before, it's a 5% decline in the last 3 days, right? Let's go back to the previous bull market, 2021. We all know it well. It was a very bullish market, lots of excitement, lots of things going on. Lots of obviously bullish sentiment in the markets. Now, on our way up, we actually have seen way bigger corrections. Remember what we said, 5%. Well, look at this one. People may remember it. Tuesday, the 19th of June, we actually saw a correction that was way much interesting. A 20% correction as we reverted back to the upside. So what we saw is a pretty sharp decline. Everyone would have been, think about this, right? Everyone would have been going, oh, the market tops in. Boom, big dump down all the way here. We then pumped a little bit, boom, all the way down. 20% is what we saw down, a big push down the market. And that wasn't all of them. You know, if you come off the first top, we saw a nice little push down here. Once again, this was another 20%. We have seen moves of 20% or more in previous bull market cycles. Go back to 2017, you can see exactly the same thing as well. People are right now freaking out about the fact that Bitcoin lost its was over 100,000 for 45 days. And we're now completely panicking that we've dropped 5%. I'm just in a world where I'm like, do you know what? Yes, it feels pretty bad at the minute. Lots of people are very concerned about the markets. But in my opinion, I think people are just reacting way too aggressively. They're just like all in, all out, like absolutely just full max sending it. And I think people are going to get wrecked. Just my opinion, by the way. Lots of interesting things coming this week as well. Man, the markets are bleeding. Yeah, 100%. They're going to. They are going to. Bitcoin, risk assets, whatever you want to call it, does not like war. Because the reality is, don't forget, it costs a lot of money to deal with war. That's the problem. Next week will be interesting to see. Yeah, I agree. I think we'll see some more volatility. Pre-markets are going to be a key thing to think about when they open. People are capitulating and selling the bottom. 100% punk here. I agree. 100%. If you go short, you would have been a nice profit. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was just trying to grab the bottom, but yeah, many central banks are cutting rates. Plus, US should cut rates soon. M2 global liquidity is continuing to increase. Markets should move higher by the end of Q4. Very interesting. Justin says, here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it. Note, don't worry, be happy in every life. Yeah, exactly, Justin. Serge, what's going on? SPX holding strong. Nice. Russia is not getting involved, I believe, Blazer. I don't believe that to be true. The rumor mill is that there is a lot of Russian citizens in somewhere. I can't think where it is, but I didn't think they were getting involved. Thank you, Vern. Appreciate it. Yeah, so that's my view on it. That's my view. Marty says we are I mean, in the short term. We're doomed. Captain Mannering. What people need to remember is that the tech in this fin industry is gearing to change. The momentum is not slowing. Yeah. Think about this, right? Where are people's narratives going right now? Everyone's going, oh my God, Black Swan event, Gulf War Mark II. It's going to be forever war. It's a disaster. Blah, 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 blah. That's it. I couldn't think what it was, Holmes. Yeah. 2 million Russians in Israel. Yeah, Russia are not getting involved in this one. They are not going to get involved. Just my opinion for what it's worth. So, yeah, pretty interesting all in all, if you ask me. But, yeah, we could see some further pushdowns. Like I said, this wouldn't surprise me if it went all the way down there. The debate, though, is that likely? If it's likely, then you might want to get out of any positions. I actually looked to where I was sat and I was like, man, it's kind of just not really worth it, to be honest. It's kind of just not really worth it, but hey, we'll sit tight and see what happens, in my opinion. I actually wish I had more funds and it's been buying like mad, but otherwise, I'm not doing anything, just hoping I don't get wiped out before the next high. I mean, that's true. That's not a bad shout. Selma, what's going on? What's going on? Your optimism is admirable, but the market is, and the double top pattern is textbook. We're going down hard, and we already lost a very strong support, 100k. Yeah, true. I don't know if I'm with you on the double top narrative. I don't know if I'm with you on the double top, because generally speaking, the double top, the second peak is the all-time high versus the first peak. And that's the difference. You look at 2021, the second peak was the higher. We haven't done that yet. And we haven't even hit the resistance at the 14-year resistance line. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not going to. And as always, we are very much in line for a positive step in the right direction. But look, I think it's going to be interesting. We may well see some crazy stuff continuing on. So keep your eye on it. Lots of people believe that we're in a similar situation. Titan Crypto here saying Bitcoin just tapped the support area I mentioned earlier. A bounce is likely from this level, but with the current geopolitical tensions, a visible bearish divergence, we can't rule out a deeper move if support fails. And that absolutely could be an interesting statement. Now, also the narrative to think about, and we'll get a bit of a clearer picture as we come into tomorrow, is what our short-term holders versus long-term holders do. Equally, we'll see what happens with ETF inflows, etc. Are they going to dump their positions tomorrow? That should give us an indication as to where we get to. But what we know here is all eyes are on the short-term holder cost basis of 98.3k. This is just 1,000 away from the current price. This level has historically been a key battleground. How price reacts here could shape the next major move for BTC. So watch out. 98.3k could be an indicating level. It also would coincide with the previous move here that we got back in May. So keep your eyes peeled on that one for sure. I think that one could play out very favorably. Now, good news for Michael Saylor anyway. He is going to be buying some more Bitcoin tomorrow. Looks like that could be interesting. Might actually be a bigger buy than we expected. But Michael Saylor posted that Saylor Bitcoin tracker again. Strategy always announced a new BTC purchase the next day. So look, we could absolutely be in a world where Saylor's going to come in big and buy the dip. Whether he's going to buy the crazy dip, I don't really know, but worthwhile thinking about as this one plays through. And then this is an interesting one as well that I thought, do you know what? I can't afford not to kind of speak to you guys about. Multi-year Bitcoin predictions of a parabolic trend has played out perfectly so far. Once again, the price is pushing towards the trend line as it consistently does during parabolic advances. Each retest of the trend line is met with a max fear, panic, and capitulation. And this is where I probably go to right now is the market logical or nervous? And my view is, I think the market is nervous right now because in the grand scheme of things, if you really just play out worst case scenario, where do you get to? Where do you get to? Do we think the global economy is going to collapse because of an Israel-Iran that now the US is involved? Do we think the US is going to go and spend trillions of dollars fighting a war that they could probably never end? No, like, come on. They're not going to do all that kind of crazy shit. That's not going to happen. So I think people are way overreacting this market. We've still got interest rate values to come down. We've still got global liquidity going up. This, for me, is a pause. And I absolutely believe, and we'll look at it tomorrow when we're live, short-term investors are getting mushed because people think that we're going down and that's it in the end of the market. Very interesting theory. Great buy one every day buying crypto. At the 10 of the month, you will see something amazing. Let's do it. Good time to load up on some more Sol. Not bad. Surge, I still have all my Sol staked, actually. I still have... Here he is, redemption. There's a CME gap at 96,400. If that fails, in line with a C-wave correction, and maybe, yeah, there's a couple of, I think that's 96.4. I mean, I'm looking at 98.3. We'll see where we close out for. That's my interesting theory. Yeah, with war money printer goes, no limits on debt ceiling and fixed damage. Yeah, I mean, again, the escalation of what might happen next is probably where everyone's going to right now. That's it. And obviously, you know, we go into the evening, we'll see kind of how it all plays out, but worthwhile thinking about. Okay, good. Right, yeah, Bitcoin is pushing down right now. I mean, look, again, think about it. A 20% correction, would that be crazy? Maybe not. Maybe not. Good. Sorry, AJ, me drunk yet? What? Well, every American is a target. I mean, that's true at the minute. That's true. Obviously, there's a nervousness around, you know, kind of, what they call them, sleeper cells, proxies, all this kind of crazy stuff. But yeah, we'll see. Excuse me. Right. Loads of times in America right now. I mean, that is true, actually, in fairness. That is true. 4 p.m., 3 p.m., or 2 p.m. I meant more like, I mean, Iran generally launches attacks in the middle of the night, doesn't it? So, you know, if there was anything going to happen, then we'll wait and see. we'll wait and see. Obviously, there might be some absolute lunatics out there that sort of do some crazy shit as well. So anyway, Bitcoin's price below 100K. Research firm heads up research reveals the next critical support. Very interesting theory here. It says, following today's events, this led to escalation in Iran. US tensions, the Bitcoin price falling below the 100K mark, which has been hovering now for 45 days. If this weakening demand continues, according to Monero, Bitcoin could be a support point at 92,000 with correspondence to the average cost of investors on the chain. The level is concerned to a typical support area usually seen in the bull market. However, if this support is broken, the next important level is around 81,000, which represents the low band of the average cost of investors. I think 81,000 would be a hard... that would be hard to hold on to. Chris says, just got to hold, guys. Absolutely. Johnny says, XYO, watch that fly. Get it, Johnny. What's going on, guys? Don't forget, tab that like. That'd be great if you could. Thanks for the gifts, Vern. Appreciate it. What do you reckon would happen? FOMO, huge dip. I mean, yeah, I think if we see a push to 80,000, you're going to see some massive capitulations. We'll take a look at that in just a minute, but just my opinion is to watch out. Now, this is obviously where we sort of get a little bit of people nervous. The Strait of Hormuz, the tension impacting the Bitcoin and oil prices. Now, obviously, what's interesting, though, is oil hasn't really done anything crazy. It's kind of sat there, and it's still looking like it's going up, though, by the way. That's definitely worth noting, that oil does look like it's going to go up in price. But, again, this is a factor that I just think people are overlooking. This is like, people are going, oh my God, oil's going to go absolutely to the moon. Not anything too crazy. Obviously, the markets are closed right now. And again, are we going to see this, like, enormous spike when markets open? I just kind of feel like that won't be the case. But I could be wrong, all right? I absolutely could be wrong. So worthwhile thinking about where this one doth sit. Good. So, the market is responding to fears of possible blockades of the Strait of Hormuz by Iran. It just simply won't happen, right? I don't think it'll happen, right? I don't even know how they were going to do it. Now, there has been signals of, like, radio jamming and wood ships. I think personally, by the way, and again, I welcome your views on this. I think they've put it out there to say, yep, we're going to block it. So ships go, probably don't want to go through there, to be honest. I just don't understand how they're going to do it. It's 53 miles wide. It's like one of its biggest points, and its shallowest or smallest point is 22 miles wide. How the hell do you manage 22 miles of like shipping lanes? Anyway, going to CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin currently trades around 99,000, about 98.5 now, with market cap of 1.97 trillion, which is obviously a big old dump arena. Trading volume spiked 43% over the last 24 hours. So we'll see. The oil prices may rise sharply, with JP Morgan Chase suggesting potential spikes to $120 to $130 per barrel. This could level US inflation to 5%, the highest since March 2023. We'll see. We'll see. That's a big move, and I'm not sure that will happen, but who knows? Also, while all this is going on, Trump meme coin team has now moved $32.8 million to Binance. While everything's going to shit, the Trump meme coin team are like, oh my God, you need to sell this. Like, we're going to zero here. Trump's getting impeached and we're all going to doom. Sell it all. June 21st, team behind the Solana-based Trump meme coin transferred $32.8 million worth of tokens to Binance. Lock and Chain reported this forms part of the broader pattern involving over 150 million exchange deposits since April. No! Come on, Trump meme coins. What the hell? What are you doing? What are you doing? The sleep cells are already in the UK. They came. I mean, that's possible. 119 in West where the weed is best. What? Going down through 98k now. Well, yeah, 98.5 though. We'll see. We'll see where it holds up. This is also a good reason not to leverage crypto. That is very true, actually. That is very true. It is obviously a risk when you do leverage cryptocurrency, and always trade at your own discretion, is my view. Right. The big question then. 96k or 144. Bitcoin Mayor, multiple chart patterns and target price options. What does that look like? Well, market odds favor further upside for Bitcoin. Did not think you were going to be hearing that right now. So, why? Well, multiple help determines whether Bitcoin is overvalued, struck, undervalued, and fairly valued based on historical price behavior since the bull market commenced in Q4 of 2024. Bitcoin has consistently moved between the 1.0x band, i.e. the 200 moving average, and the 1.5x band, which is the orange line representing the mid-price range. So we've been below this point. Notably, the Bitcoin price struggles in the past have generated speculation of potential market tops and cycle market highs. However, in May, a multiple chart shows BTC has only ever attained a cycle price peak after hitting the 2.5x band red line. Therefore, there is still room for price growth in the current bull market. And ask yourself this. You've got JP Morgan going to be launching their own stablecoin. You've got Coinbase looking to reposition itself as a new dominant factor in offering derivatives, particularly with Bitcoin. You've got Solana, both Ethereum, AVAX, and many other ETF products coming through the market. Why would this be the market end? It would be the let's just break this down, right? It would be the first market in history ever that did not hit any of the indicators that historically have told us the bull market cycle's in. It would be the cycle that the most historic moves ever in cryptocurrency are here. And we still don't get to the market cycle top. All of that craziness. That's why I personally am remaining cautious, because I think that's sensible. But I am absolutely remaining bullish on where I think this market's going to go. Remember, markets top not because of global conflict, but they top as the end of their cycle. And I don't believe we've got that yet. I don't believe we've hit that yet. I think we've got way, way more to come. I think, though, with all of this, by the way, it just delays the market top. That doesn't mean we're not going to go lower. That doesn't mean that this can't get a bit more tasty. That doesn't mean that it isn't going to get more spicy. But I just can't believe that of everything that's happened, of all the sentiment that sits out there, all the positivity in the markets, this is how the market comes to an end. I just simply don't want to agree with it. Now, that's not to say, by the way, that that is a stupid way of looking at the markets. And my suggestion has always been that if you want to get some profits out of the market, sell on the way up, do all of that stuff. You should. Don't just listen to some random guy on YouTube saying, oh, I'm still super bullish on this market. I can't find what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something on this. I'm looking for something on here, but I can't find it. I just can't believe that this is obviously it. And I think we could see this blow over relatively quickly. I know, Holmes, you sort of messaged earlier on saying that you felt the same way as well. And I just kind of feel like that might be a thing. Again, that doesn't mean, though, over the course of the next couple of days, we don't see some pretty crazy stuff. Texas announcing, obviously, their Bitcoin bill, as well as, I believe, Ohio has done the same as well today. So these are obviously more optimistic signs that the market is kind of doing something. Let's hope we see it. Right, there's the 15-minute hash ribbons. Look at that disaster out there. Jesus. Looking for buying ETH. What do you think the low will be? Man, ETH low. I mean, ETH's just a disaster right now. Where would I be thinking of trying to get an ETH play in? Broke out of the channel. I mean, does ETH break below 2,000? Probably not. I think you're probably not a bad shot now. I think 2,000 would be a good psychological level. I'd go for something like 1995, 1990. I wouldn't do anything right now, though. I would not be looking to take any positions in the market. I definitely wouldn't be looking to try and leverage trade at the minute. I'd be sitting, waiting, seeing what happens. The next 24 hours, it's probably the most crucial. You know, it's kind of like if someone threatens to hit you. If they don't hit you straight away, they're probably not going to hit you. That's just my opinion. So I think the next 24 hours will be really important. What is Iran going to do? Is it going to do anything? If Iran were to launch a missile at the US, sell everything because it's going to get crazy. That's my opinion, but we'll see. We'll see. Lauren says, oh my God, what's the attack? Lauren, you know what's going on, Lauren? Lauren just gave 420 the green light. Stop teasing the man. What the hell? Justin says, cyber attacks will come. Just wait. Yeah, potentially. 1890 Justin's going for. So I guess Coinbase won't be starting services in Iran anytime soon. No, I don't think so. Craig Wright Satoshi says, greetings. What's going on, buddy? Sell, man. See, everyone's super bearish in the market right now. I just don't want to get into that place just yet. It's not to say that I'm right. Devo says, praying for peace and Lambos. Hopefully, mate. Yeah, you absolutely are on that, mate. Absolutely on that, by the way. I agree. Do you think we will get to 96, as in on Bitcoin? It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. It's a hard one to call right now because it's so volatile and at the same time, such unprecedented terms. Obviously, we can't go back to kind of previous wars. The Iraq war would have been one that would kind of take as a reference point. But yeah, I think, again, for me, the next 24 hours. So I'm sat on some capital. I haven't sold anything. I've just kind of held. Like I said, I got liquidated on a trade earlier. I'm sat on a bit of capital that I will potentially deploy if I think it's worth it. That's the reality of it. Is the market gives me an indication that we could see some more upside moves, then yeah, fine, let's do it. If not, though, definitely not in the world. Al says, now a good time to buy sand. It's never a good time to buy sand. Oh my God. Get out of here. What's going on, Chris Bendix? Good to see you, man. RPM says, I'm not a bear. Me neither. What happened with Bitcoin when Russia attacked Ukraine? It didn't dump that bad. It's just different, isn't it? That's the US markets, the retaliation and the cost associated. When was the official date from that? There was definitely some push downs. Let's see if we can get the official date. So 24th of February 2022 was the official or the so-called date of which they went in. So 24th of Feb 2022. Man, this is way back on this chart. Here we go. 2022 February. Right. I think we might have found it though. I have a funny feeling this could be at May, April, March, January. Oh my God, where is it? Here? February. Okay. Yeah, so here, look. This is kind of the initial insurgence. So what did that look like? If you said from the high of that 16th, probably leading up to it, where did that low come in? That low probably came in there. So we saw a 23% decline in the price, if you will, with Russia and Ukraine. 23%. Remember that. So if we think about where we sit, and I'll just get rid of these lines because they probably aren't really that effective right now. So 23%. Let's just get rid of some of these. And if we take then from our market cycle, which, I mean, when did Israel go into? When was that? What was it? When did they attack? I can't remember. I mean, you could argue it's maybe it was the 21st of June. So if we then did 23% from the 21st of June. Okay, yeah. So pretty much since we've been going down, really, isn't it? Here, look. So here to 23%. I mean, you can't correlate both things, but yeah, we've got way more to come. Potentially, this is where you get down to this kind of lower range of there. That would take us to 82K, which I think some people have been talking about actually. So feels a long way down that. It feels a long way down. So again, we'll sort of stick with it. We'll see what happens. For me, the next 24 hours is the key thing. Israel a chance for peace. We've been more than patient. Oh, Iran, sorry. Yeah, maybe. Do Lego make Lambo kits? If so, I might have to be afford one of them. Yeah. Maybe. Slingshot ready. Hey, I hope so. Hey, thanks for all the likes, by the way. Keep tapping that screen, everybody. Let's put some coins out for you guys. We haven't done some coins. There you go. There's a little treasure box from me to you for tapping that screen. Grab hold of some coins. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. The golf carts will be the fastest ever. That's crazy. Marcus says, in the crypto market being in a little slump, I've been sports betting and hitting the stocks every time I make profits. Like, yeah, nice. I like it. Yeah, hear about the 300 BTC that got moved after sitting, 11 years, 136K, turned it into 31 million. That's the way to do life, isn't it? When Trump wants peace, he brings the missiles out. I mean, that's true as well. That is true. What about Bitcoin now? What right now? We're just watching the chart right now. 98,689, just on a slight uptrend. You're not going to see anything until we really get into the pre-market. Now, what's crazy with the pre-markets is the pre-markets are like, we might just pump in the morning. Like FTSE is looking like it's down 2 points. Nothing too crazy. You got the Dow Jones looking like it may step up 0.3. The Nasdaq at 0.6. S&P looking like a 0.4 gain. As it sits right now, all the pre-markets are like, we might go up. We might feel a little bit spicy. What you're probably going to see, just my opinion, by the way, you'll see the pre-markets dump their arseholes on open. And then I think you might actually see a bounce back up to the upside. We'll have to wait and see, to be honest. We will have to wait and see what happens with them. But yeah, don't be surprised if you don't get like insane volatility. Insane volatility. It'd be wild. I managed to convince my brother to get into crypto last night, then dumped right after. Now he hates me. I spent weeks convincing him, Curtis. That is the worst. I mean, in fairness, I actually put a video out in my private subscriber group on TikTok for a meme coin that I think is going to do all right. And that's dumped 30%. Well, it's not the point why I put it out. It's another reason why I put it out, but yeah. Decided to cash in on my crypto and trade it myself. I bought a Twix. Nice, Stu. Hopefully it was a king size. Double finger. Thunger, what's going on, buddy? Thank you so much for the like. Standard, that is Curtis when people enter. Yeah, always. And it'll scar them for life. Okay, thanks for the gifts. Appreciate it. Vitari, what's going on? Welcome to the live. Don't forget, everybody, tap that screen. Lock in those coins. You're going to open it. Again, if you want to grab some free coins, that's what it's worthwhile. Again, we're just here talking about the markets. Got any questions? Feel free to ask them in the chat. Also, feel free to let me know what you think of all what's going on in this market. It is pretty wild right now. So we're trying to keep you up to date. Ever thought of cashing in quite exciting? Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. The thought of making more is always going to keep me here, though. There'll be so much winning. Yeah, I'm sick of winning. I've got to be honest. I tweeted that out earlier. I am literally sick of winning. A huge Twix bar. Love it. We'll get everyone a Twix bar. The biggest Twix bar giveaway of all time. Love it. I love that. Fun size. Yeah, just get a fun size treat bag. So anyway, we're going to stick with the markets just a little bit to keep an eye on what's going on. Again, as you can expect, it's pretty bleak out there in the wider crypto markets. So again, we'll sort of sit tight and see what happens. That's my view. That is what happens. We wasn't selling today anyway, so price doesn't matter. Yeah, again, it's always worthwhile having a little bit of powder on the side. It's why it's always worthwhile, you know, selling into an uptrend, grabbing a little bit of capital, ready to deploy if you need to deploy it. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to wait and see what the market does though. We are bearish on the 15-minute, on the 30-minute bearish, 1 hour bearish, 12-hour bearish. The only one we're kind of on the hash ribbons, albeit we are slightly bearish now. On the daily, on the 3-day, we're kind of like, oh, we're kind of all right. The weekly still fine, but look at that on the weekly candle. That is a big old dipperino of around nearly 10% on the weekly. So, you know, think about that. Think about that before you start aping into any old thing on the long trades. Okay, what you've got as well right now is just real nervousness in the market. So, yeah. Go popular. Hey, Davo, thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Again, grab yourself some coins. Hopefully we're here. And if you want to help and support the live stream, then just tap that screen, hit the follow button, do all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Sam's hitting that like button and following the creator. Thank you so much, Sam. Appreciate that. Take a drink every time, too. It says bearish. Mate, I'm not bearish. We should definitely not do it. Aptos following. Thank you for the follow, my man. Appreciate that. If the market keeps dropping, the tax office will be giving me money. I mean, that's true as well. Don't forget, you can write off against that taxes. UK taxes coming. Watch out for that 2026 new way of life. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Q3, let's go. Feel like, let's go. Let's go. Anyway, you set massive legends. Let me know what you guys think of all of this. I actually think, you know, imagine if we get a close above 99k. That would be pretty nice tonight. That would be pretty good if you ask me. If you want to support, by the way, you can do something on this. I don't really know what you can do, by the way, but there's stuff you can do. Yeah. Finish one live goal. There we go. Start. If you guys want to help out, send me a couple of those things. I think I get some sort of points or something. I'm not really sure. Just bought 1,000 of Solana. Nice. I like your style. What's that? 127. Interesting. Now, if you're bullish long term, you could stake that. Or that'd be like 9 Sol. That's not bad, actually. You could stake a Solana, try and make it work a little bit harder for you. You never know. But yeah, that's the question right now. If you're going to buy something, what would you buy? Everyone's saying 79% of you, by the way, are saying no. This is not the end. Interesting. One last week of turbulence before Q3, then it all starts to rise. Hopefully. Ondo is looking very tempting right now. Stu, I actually looked at Ondo earlier on. And Chainlink. I have not had a position in Chainlink. I feel like I've been wanting to get one in Chainlink for ages, and I haven't done it. And Chainlink does look optimistic, as does Ondo, by the way. I think I said this the other night. If Chainlink dropped to 10 bucks, I'd definitely be interesting. 11 is where it sits right now. Very, very interesting indeed. Whiff at 65 cents. Pepe gained a 0, albeit he's on the bounce on the 15-minute as the rest of the market is as well. So, look, we might see a little bit of a push. We're looking for a 99k retest. Could be good news if you ask me. Paul Brooks says, one last week. Oh, I said that, didn't I? OKC will win tonight's NBA Finals. I don't even know what that means, but yeah. Zebek shot up today a bit. True. The final shakeout, honestly. It's like the dip just keeps dipping. Don't forget, we'll be doing a VC in the Marbitz Telegram as well. Literally like 5 minutes after we finish this live stream. It won't be a super long VC. I just want to get in there and just kind of give you a bit of an update as to kind of what's going on. Let you guys have a bit of a feel. I'm going to record it, so if you guys can't be there, but I'll let you know. But yeah, definitely tune in for that one. It's going to be great. So just trying to shake us out again for the 900th time. I think there's some key things to think about, right? And my view is going to be this tomorrow. What does the institutional money look like? So if you think about it, so many people are buying into BlackRock. They've bought billions of dollars over Cosmos. Now, I like it. I like Cosmos. Yeah. Especially the whole IBC thing. Axler linked Cosmos. A couple of people are super bullish on that as well. But I think, yeah, I'm going to sit and see what happens. We may get a rally through the course of the night. It'd be great to get back above 100k. It would be really good to hold 100k. Asian markets may decide they're going to come in and buy. We know China injected a good chunk of change into their economy again today, particularly the housing market. this could signal another push potentially in the course of that. But I think a break or hold above 100K today would be I think that'd be very bullish, actually. I think that'd be a good sentiment to be a part of. Hopefully we get that. But like we said, if we see the other side and we actually see ETFs start to maybe sell off, then that might not be great. But, time will tell. Time will ultimately either be our friend or be our foe. We'll have to wait and see. You might want to get that psycho feeling checked. What? What? You guys talking about, you crazy people? 115. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm down for that. Dr. Akko says 115. There we go. Look, back above 99K. So we are starting to put a nice little candle here on the 15-minute. That'd be a nice little push. Again, is this the bottom? This could be the bottom here now. 98K. We'll see. We're probably seeing some strong liquidations coming in right now. Let's take a quick look. So yeah. Eddie, what's going on? Welcome to the live. Appreciate you. Sam's here as well. Shout out to you guys. Poor man just joining here. What's going on, poor man? Don't forget, by the way, tap the like. Share us far and wide. Get us pushing. That'd be great. Get us trending out there. Look at this. $1 billion in liquidations is insane, by the way. That is a fair old chunk of change. But what we could see is it start to flip on the other side and actually start to see, look at this, 100K liquidated, 99.4, 198, 260K. We might actually start to see this move back up if we can start to get some momentum. We can start to see this kind of push. But yeah, interesting enough, liquidations on Ethereum way more than Bitcoin. Think about that as that kind of walks through. So yeah, curious to see how that plays out. ETFs will be the big one, but yeah, liquidations coming in right now, pretty big. Bitcoin is pushing. Like, let's see it. Let's get back above 100K. Hit the like button. It does massively help out. And don't forget, tap the screen. We're over 10,000 likes here on the channel, so I appreciate you guys for sure. And again, by the way, if you do have any questions, let me know. I think BTC hit 71% alt season starts. Don't worry, everyone. Eddie knows what's up. I mean, BTC dominance took a dump today, which is kind of crazy to think. Well, you'd think, well, Bitcoin pushing down, altcoins getting demolished. In the grand scheme of things, it means altcoins didn't quite push down as far as maybe we are led to believe. It's still pretty painful, though. Still pretty painful. But yeah, as we see here, BTC dominance continued to push 65.79%. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. Enjoy doing the opposite of retail. Yeah, you know what it is, poor man. If I buy, it dumps. If it dumps, I buy. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of where we've got to get to. Don't you know, pump it up. Yeah. You know, what we don't want to see is, we're at new all-time highs for Bitcoin dominance, which is kind of crazy. We kind of need to see it cool off. I want to see some capital rotate into altcoins. Whether we're going to get it or not is another debate. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a wild 24 hours. That is for sure. Exactly like the market condition now. Yeah. Have you subscribed to the channel? If you haven't, tap that screen. Make sure you're locked in. We're here to bring you the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency. As always, you know how it is. You know how it is. I wonder if we get to 20,000 likes on TikTok. That'd be great, by the way. If we could. I mean, you don't have to. Portfolio looks like a doo-doo. Yeah, I know. Portfolios are going to look pretty painful right now. Have some interesting economic data coming out this week. We do. PCE is going to be pretty interesting, isn't it? PCE is going to be interesting. There's lots of other announcements coming out as well, by the way. I don't know if you've seen. We've got quite a few earning reports coming out. So we'll see what looks like. The US economic calendar looks pretty spicy for a number of things this week, as well as, like I said, a couple of key measures going to be coming out. None other than Nike Holdings. We've got Fed Jerome Powell talking. Lots of interesting stuff going on. The FOMC Waller speech comes Monday, as well as manufacturing numbers are going to come out. Jerome Powell's testimonies on Tuesday. He must be back in front of the Senate again. You obviously have PPE coming in at the back, PCE inflation data, as well as a number of other ones, right, coming in. So yeah, it could be a pretty crazy week. You can see how this one is starting to fall through and play out. And if we get some positive economic data, we might be all right. We might be okay. And then obviously next week, not too much going on. We've got the FOMC interest rate decision, which was, sorry, that was last week. We just gone, basically. Nothing too crazy going on next week, but could be interesting. PC is probably the one to look at on Friday. Are we going to see a spike or not? People think we might get a little bit year over year, but actually the overall number might be pretty flat, and then that's kind of some of the stuff's going on. Bears satisfied 14K in the pocket. I mean, maybe. Hi, is it over? Crypto. I don't think so, Toots. I don't think so. I think it's just part of the journey, but I could be wrong. Not financial advice. Always DYOUR. DYOUR? DYOR. That's where we've got to get to. Right, Bitcoin now, 99,300. A 100k retest could be well on the cards. That would be good news. That'll be a strong move. I'm just seeing if anything's coming out, but I'm not seeing any breaking news or anything that is certainly giving us indications that there's some positive news out there. It doesn't feel like it anyway. Doesn't feel like it. Let's have a look. One would think you're anti, learn the lesson. Well, maybe. Bit around dupe, bit around that. New post, fee fraud. Yeah, don't care about that. Don't care about that. Yeah, so nothing right now is indicating that we should be seeing this kind of move in the market, other than maybe people like, okay, let's see kind of what we get. Let's see how this all plays out, and then hopefully we'll see there. See you Monday, 23rd. Yeah, as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in for sure. Nemo's in the house. What's going on, Nemo? Welcome. My second job started. I have to watch on the replay. Oh, Viva, no. Come on, Viva. Grab that like. Hit up the like button. You know what's up. You know what's good. You know what's good. We've got nearly 90 people in here. Let's keep pushing it. Let's keep tapping that like button. Let's keep tapping the screen. Let's try and get up to 20,000 likes. That'd be super bullish indeed. Monero been around for a while there. Legit. Yeah, Monero's been going crazy right now. We were talking about that the other day. Bro. Crypto is a scam. Marbitz. Always. What's going on? PME. Interesting name. Michael Howell. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that, my man. Appreciate it. You made a wise decision. You made a wise decision. And don't forget, by the way, we actually do offer a subscription fee. It's only a couple of bucks if you want to support my work here. And again, we're going to be dropping alpha in there as well. So, Vern, I don't know. And 37, did you guys get that video in the subscription group or not? I'm curious if you did or not. Did you apply for McDonald's too big? Yes. I am locked in for a job at Mackey's. I reckon I could make those burgers. My mate wants to run a TV at McDonald's, by the way. But yeah, I always smash it on the replay in the middle of the night. Thanks, Viva. You legend. You legend. But yeah, I imagine a spiking McDonald's workers has happened. Yeah, I should get it for free. Gotta be dialed into TikTok. That's how it all is. I'm trying to build out the TikTok platform. Trying to make it happen. BTC has just died 73,699 times. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, 100%, Holmes. You and I are going to be working the fry machine. I reckon we're going to be crushing it. I reckon we'll crush it, bro, for sure. What's this? YouTube has not received enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I don't believe that to be true. I think you're lying to me. Come on, YouTube. Get going. But yeah, I mean, look, like we said, we'll see. I think it's going to be an interesting 24 hours. We want to keep an eye on it. I can't get to Max C's. They want GCSEs. Oh, no. Do you not do O-levels, Al? I did GCSEs, by the way, just for reference. Yeah, we need to keep an eye on pre-markets. Pre-markets look pretty crazy, though. I mean, imagine if the market's like pumped on open. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Michael Howard, just the number 3 gifter badge. Hey, thank you so much for the gifts. No problems. You guys are crushing it. You guys are crushing it. I appreciate it. Me too. I can take the orders and make the McFlurries. Nice, Lauren. Making a lava hot McDonald's up a buy. Yeah, that's it. That is it. So if anyone does have any questions, by the way, feel free. We'll try and answer it. What's going on? 12 from a Bart. Welcome to the live. Appreciate you guys. Again, if you want to hit that follow button or just tap that screen, making sure you're staying up to date with what's going on in this market, I have got you covered right here on the 2Bit Crypto channel. We appreciate you all. We appreciate you all. We could take a quick look in DeFi. Nothing much going on. KTA, we talked about this the other day. Kita is on a bit of a downward trend on the daily, is weirdly up marginally. Marbitz sits flat, nothing really happening. We'll talk about that in the TG. And we'll talk about kind of what some of the things that are going on. XPR down 12%, not looking the greatest move at all. And then we kind of, I mean, just look at everything. Everything's just like falling to pieces right now here on there. Faith Coin, if that's any of anyone's interested, I don't even know what it's about. It's up 50%, but it looks like a complete disaster as well. So DeFi is as bad as the overall traditional crypto market. So yeah, not one for us, really. Not one for us. I'll tune up the I'll tune up the fastest XRP armor Lambo. Let's get it on. Let's get it. What's going on, Wealth Ranger? Good to see you. Cap, CEO, no, I am not. I am waiting to reposition myself, and yeah, I'm not selling. My opinion. I like I said, there's a number of things that are just too bullish right now for this to be the end of the market, and I think someone said earlier on, the market's never ending fear. We never see market cycle tops. Market cycle tops come in because people get either over leveraged. They get way too optimistic and bullish that we're all going to like $1 million, and I just don't feel we're in that place. Global tensions, in my opinion, are what driving this market right now, and we've seen way worse. So as of the minute, I'm just going to wait and see. I am not ruling out selling some positions, but I want to just wait and see what happens. Just my opinion. What's your opinion about XRP? Bullish on XRP? Yeah, I think XRP's got a long future ahead of it, and I think it's going to be a very, very good asset to hold in anyone's bag. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Bro, I lost everything in this crash. I'm cooked. That means you were over-leveraged, Ahmed. You should not be over-leveraged. Never leverage what you can afford, what you can't afford to lose. But if you lost everything, that means you were leveraged. Leverage is hard, man. You got to be super, super cautious. High margin, low leverage. But I'm sorry to hear that. That is not good. That is not good. It's going to go up end of the year. Yeah, a lot of people think Q3 could be good news. A lot of people, though, at the same time, just kind of getting, but we'll be breaking down tomorrow night. So you should be here. We'll be live again tomorrow night. We're going to be breaking down short-term holders versus long-term holders to understand exactly what's happened in this market. We won't get that data till a little bit more tomorrow. So definitely hit the follow button, hit the like button. Make sure you're locked in because we'll be breaking it down way further tomorrow as well. So yeah, got you covered. Farmer, what's going on? Hey, thank you for CEO. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I mean, that could be true. Yeah, that could be true. I'm not 100% sure yet, via maybe a change, but well, you guys are having like a completely different, yeah, this time next year, Rodney, maybe. I mean, maybe 2026 turns out to be the year that we all are absolutely bullish on the markets. Who knows? Could be interesting. I hear it's all about $1, sold at 50, and it's okay, bought 50 and put it, yeah. Was it Blazer X was telling us he bought 1,000 at like 50 cents? Something that's crazy. That is crazy, but anyway, like I said, we'll see. We'll see. But as of right now, I mean, look at this. Bitcoin back above 99,500, there or thereabouts, 2.69%. We've seen way worse dumps before. And, basically the US went in on Iran. It's crazy. XDC has had a fairly strong coin, considering. Yeah, true. Look, there's some coins out there that are holding up pretty well in the grand scheme of it. Not many, but there are some. I mean, you could take Ethereum. Ethereum's only down like 4.5. You've got something like, Quant just down 3. That's not the worst number in the world. XTZ down 3. I mean, Sui is another one I've been thinking about taking a position in. Sui down now 7.6%. 237. Zebek down at the 3s. Maybe an opportunity to DCA if you like me and bought it a little bit too expensive. Couple of DCAing opportunities right now. But yeah, Bitcoin is now moving up a little bit. XMR is holding. Yeah, Monero is holding up pretty well. So yeah, Solana 129. But yeah, Bitcoin now 99.445. People may be thinking, hold on a minute. The pre-markets are dumping. Stock market's like, whatever. What have we got to worry about? I talked about this yesterday. I don't think I showed you guys. But generally markets rally on kind of war announcements, which is kind of crazy. So yeah. No, I bought at $1 and sold at 88 cents. All perspective is good. All perspective. Black Monday capitulation. Do you think, is everyone going that the market's going to absolutely go to pieces tomorrow? Because if everyone thinks the market's going to pieces, have you all moved out and moved into stablecoin? I'd be curious to know, because I just feel like I don't think it's going to happen like people think it's going to happen. I may be wrong, though. I may be wrong. I might be the one guy that gets it all wrong. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean, CNBC's given us some pretty optimistic views as the pre-markets. Like, literally, like the markets could move a little bit. So look at this. The fair value futures now looking at 11% gain, which is kind of crazy. So the Dow looks like it's going to gain. The S&P 500 does look like it's going to push down. You've also got a big push down potential on the NASDAQ. The Russell looks like it might move up. And then you got the DAX could be pushing. The FTSE very marginally down. The Hong Kong Stock Exchange, 1.26%. We may get an indication a little bit later on particularly with the Asian markets, what that then could mean for the rest of the markets. We'll have to kind of wait and see what happens. But right now, Bitcoin is on a little bit of a rally. I mean, where does green get us? Another 2.5% up to the upside. What do we need to get to? Like 102? I mean, I think it's unlikely, but you never know. You never know. Puma says no. Fine. TRT war. I'm all in, boys. Calvin, what's going on? Welcome to the live. If you haven't already followed me here on TikTok, please do so. I'd appreciate it. Let me give you guys a few little more coins before we get out of here. We'll do a goodie bag. I don't know what this is, but I'm still trying to learn my way around it. But there you go. There's some coins. There's some coins. Share us out. Make sure people know what's going on here. Forget these grow room nonsense. It's all about being here, trying to make it in this market, working together collaboratively to make those gains. So do me a favor, tap the screen and also hit the follow button if you haven't already. We'd appreciate you for sure. We're closing on 1,000 followers now on TikTok, so you guys are crushing it. Jim Cramer, we having kittens tomorrow, maybe. Let's hope Jim Cramer goes super bearish tomorrow. Closing trade for Mars will cause... yeah, they won't do it, though. Wealth, I don't believe they'll do it. I really don't believe they'll do it. It would literally cripple China. Well, I'm not saying they're one ally, but certainly their main ally, or who they could go to, they would cause them, like, just the craziest amount of pain. Think about it. 90% of China's energy goes through there. China's oil. Like, why would they close that? Now, there is a theory going around, but this is all strategic and it's all a little bit, all a little bit tasty. But yeah, I don't necessarily think that'll happen. I think it would be a pretty bold move. But yeah, we'll see. They've got, by the way, Oman and the UAE are also part of this as well. So I think they've got to be, they've got to just be in a world where they're pushing it. But yeah, Iran's parliament endorsed a measure to close the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global transit choke point in response to the overnight US airstrikes on Iranian nuclear sites. Iran state media reported on Sunday. So yeah, we'll see. We will see whether that all plays out as we think it will. Maybe not. Looks like Bitcoin. Oh my God, look at this. Bitcoin's on the move right now. 99,754. Come at me, people, when you say I can't move these markets. Come at me, you massive set of choppers. Let's look at this. Here's the hourly candle, 98,388 to currently 99,000. We've just moved this market as a collective by over 1.5%. Get out of here. Someone bring me a Diet Pepsi. 90% was reading it as 50%. It's wild. China's Trump's foot. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was also a mess with BRICS, probably, if they do. 100%. 100%. Glad JP could put a pause on the rates now, aren't you? No. Well, I mean, yeah, because it would have been even worse. It would have been even worse. SEC coming for 2-bit now. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That'd be a disaster, wouldn't it? Bro, I shorted Solana at midnight. PST bean in the bank. Hey, look at that. Martin's flexing on his short Solana trade. You all see pumping up vid with police. Yeah, that could be wild. That could be wild. I think, if we can hold above 100K, that would be pretty bullish. I think that would be a good news story. If we get over 100K, whether we will or not is a completely different narrative. But look, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we can see it. I could see it. Y'all see bump it up. You got to bump it up. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, we need to get back over. We'll see. Yeah, we do. We do. I mean, look, we're 99,760. I feel like if I don't stay live, we might not make it. So I feel like we should stay live. I feel like people should be tapping the like button, staying locked in, getting the chat moving, sharing the space, sharing the stream, doing all the good stuff that we need to do. And I think we'll get over 100K. I think we'll get there. It just depends how much you want to see it. Let's do it, people. Tap that like button. Let's get to 20,000 likes. Hit that subscribe button as well, by the way. We broke 36,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Jazzy music, please. Swamp. We've got a couple of minutes left. Yeah. Get out of here. Swamp. We shall finish up with another 12 hours of 2-bit crypto. Can you imagine that? Bought 5K of BTC yesterday. So good. Aptos. Thing is, though, we're moving back up. Depends what you only bought it 102. That's not the worst. That's not the worst. It's not the worst, actually. 102 down to 99.6. I've seen worse. I've seen worse. But yeah, I mean, it's frustrating when, especially like this, like it didn't really make any sense. And I know some people go, oh, well, you could see it in the chart. You could definitely see it in the charts. Like America's going to attack Iran. You're like, could you? Those charts, this is why where I get to with technical analysis, the people talk absolute nonsense. They'll be like, yeah, knew it was coming. I absolutely knew it was coming. No one else in the world knew it was coming. But these people that read the charts knew that, you know, Iran was about to get attacked by the US. Like, get out of here. What the hell are you talking about? Was 103, cross my fingers, first time going big. Well, we're crossing them for you as well. So like I said, the next 24 hours definitely going to be a key thing to think about. Long term, by the way, long term, it depends what you're in the markets for. 103 will be, in my opinion, I think will be a very low price target for where BTC is potentially going to go. Yeah, not bad, not been, but will be. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, could see that. Could see that. Let's get it. Let's get it. Right. Dump my bags. We got faked out once again. Dynamic. No. It's fine. It's fine. Like I said, we'll see. These markets, if they just went up forever, everyone would get involved. At times, they have to just take a breather. What you'll see now is you need some good volume coming in, some good buy pressure, because this potentially, obviously, we might see this massive like dump to the downside, but what you'll see is like similar to this, look. So we saw a little bit of upside movement. People are going to sell. We'll need to see a little bit more upside movement. People are going to sell. So the last thing we'll just take a dead quick look at, because I think it's probably going to be interesting to see, will be where people are trading this opportunity right now. So if we look at BTC for the next 7 days, where do people go? Super bearish. Super bearish. Everyone's going max bearish. Let me show you this TikTok, because this obviously plays out importantly as well, as you kind of see it. Let's flick the camera around. So here you go. So these are obviously short trades and long trades. If the price goes down, this comes into effect. We see massive liquidations to the short side. If the price goes down, this is all the long trades. What you can decipher by this is no one is long right now. Well, there's a few people, but generally speaking, everybody is short on this market right now. Everybody is looking for where this is going to go. Cumulative leverage here, look. Shorts way dominating over the longs right now. So yeah, certainly an interesting place to be. And like I said, going to be a critical 24 hours, just my opinion. We don't want to see any more attacks. We don't want to see any sort of crazy proxiness stuff going on. No weird shit is good news, in my opinion. Can't even run a free race. Jeez. No, can't be bothered. I might do it in the Telegram if people tune in. Who knows? Who knows? Let's go 100K. We're not there yet, Craig, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. You think it's going to go down from here? Bull run is done. No, I don't think the bull run is done. And I think it could go down, which I know is a proper nondescript answer, and it's like a proper politician's answer. It could go down. I think it goes down more aggressively if we see... I think one of my kids just escaped the bedroom. What the hell? That's how annoyed one of my children is by the price of Bitcoin right now. All right? That's what happens when the price of Bitcoin goes down. That happens. All right? I think he's trying to escape a bedroom and just binned it. Jesus. Anyway. 130K is a dream. No Jazzy music to 100K. I'm actually waiting for the coin thing to run out. It's here, look, so that these guys can do it. But yeah, no, it's fine. My missus has got to go and get it. It's fine. My missus is to the rescue. Bless her. What a woman, let me tell you. So, but I appreciate your concern. But yeah, they've woke up now. They can they like get out of their own bedrooms. It's crazy. They're not even 3 yet. Makes it more fun. So yeah, there we go. There we go. But yeah, well, apparently none of you guys have joined the free giveaway of goodie coins. So if you don't, then I can't help you. But all you got to do is tap on this thing here. Look, you tap on this and you get some free coins. Sounds like you've seen the XRP portfolio. Yeah. Look at this. Bitcoin's pushing right now, though. 99,700. We're wicking back up. We're getting some confidence back in the market. We will certainly have to wait and see. USA versus Iran is going to crash or increase the market. It has crashed the market to a degree. I wouldn't say it's crashed the market. It's certainly pushed us down in the market with a little bit of fear. That doesn't mean that it's not going to push us down. There we go, you guys. Getting some coins. Bullish. So, look, again, if tensions escalate, we could definitely see further push downs in the market. Hopefully, that isn't the case. Right. Son of Last Shane of Iran says, it's time for the Iranians to rise. Done an interview last week talking about how the military and population is very divided in support of the current regime. Everything I've read, by the way, is that the actual people of Iran, and I don't want to get too political on this, the actual people of Iran are not keen on the regime of Iran. Now, again, I think it's hard to comment if you don't live there or kind of feel for it, but I think, yeah, I think the nervousness is that you don't want another like Iraq or Afghanistan, all that kind of crazy stuff, do you? But look, we'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. Fingers crossed we get some positive momentum, hopefully. Right. Anyway, you massive choppers. There we go. There you go. Goodie bag opened. Well done. Young Cody gets it. And Christian grabbing some coins as well. So shout out to you guys. There's some free coins for tuning in. If you haven't hit that follow button, I would highly recommend doing so. Right, I'm going to push you to 2-bit to buy Mrs. 2-bit some flowers and a bottle of wine. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. She's a woman and a half. Right, it's sad, but this has been the plan the whole time. He likes when markets are way down straight out of his mouth. Well, I mean, there's another argument for inflation. Again, we'll have to see. Dave, I think you're a little bit late, but anyway, get ready for... We'll do some more tomorrow for sure. We will do some more tomorrow. Right, I'm out of here. Don't forget, come and join us in the Marbitz TG in literally 5 minutes. That's what I'm going to get out of here. We'll talk more about the markets tomorrow. If you haven't already, hit the follow button on TikTok and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. I really appreciate it. As always, thanks for the love. Keep your eyes peeled on the market. And certainly, hopefully 100K will be here next time we go live. Until then, enjoy the jazzy music. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll catch you soon.